Welcome back to the channel, welcome back to the challenge. Last episode we did some Dynamax Adventures with the hope of finding Drednaw. Unfortunately we did not find Drednaw, so the quest continues to find Drednaw. Let me start the timer. There we go, and let's embark on a Dynamax adventure. Last episode was quite a long episode, this episode's probably going to be a bit shorter, but we'll see. Alright, we're going for Xerneas as always. No, I don't I don't want to invite people. I forgot that, apparently. Xerneas, save the adventure. Don't invite others. So of course we're looking for water and rock types later on. I'm going to go for Gastrodon because it has 4 different types in its moveset. Mienshao, Wishcash, and Phalanx. Alright, Fire, Ice, Rock. There's a Rock type, but there's no Water types. That's unfortunate. That Rock type is Lairon. But Lairon and Drednaw, it's not like they look terribly dissimilar. Cryogonal, or I don't know what that fire type is. So let's go for the fire type. Just in case it's Galarian, because if it's Galarian it's useful to us for the challenge. And it's Unnovan, so it's not useful for us for the challenge at all, unfortunately. But Gastrodon should be good at snuffing it out. Yeah, gonna go for Max Geyser. Boom, Big Slug versus Big Anteater. Great. Right, I wonder how many turns it will take. Probably not many. Mienshao sets up a wide guard. Solar Beam, that's unexpected. Lynx goes for Brick Break. Why does a Heatmore have Solar Beam? That's really not something I was expecting. Alright, fair enough I suppose. Max Geyser hopefully will do a lot more damage though. Yeah, it brings it down into the yellow. And makes it rain, which should make fire type moves less effective, I believe. Mienshao sets up wide guard again. Oh, Solar Beam this time on Mienshao, luckily. It probably would have taken me out. Brick Break brings it down into the red zone. And Muddy Water, yeah, it does it. Heatmore's down. Of course, no need for a Pokeball. The Heatmore for the challenge needs to be from Unova. And Amelia takes it. Cofagrigus, Togetic, or that rock type that I'm fairly sure is Lairon, Unovan, Johtoan, but yeah, Johtoan. Yeah, we'll go for Lairon, just in case it's a Drednaw, but I'm fairly sure it's a Lairon. I think this has happened before, me finding Lairon and thinking, yeah, maybe Drednaw. Yeah, it's Lairon, right? They have a very similar body shape, and they're both rock type. So it kind of is a shame. I'm going to go for Waterfall. Mienshao goes for Aura-Sphere, which yeah, I think that's 4 times effective. Heatmore uses Sunny Day to set up Sun, which is going to make Waterfall less powerful, I think, which is unfortunate. So Phalanx is going to set up with Swords Dance, doubling its attack. Yeah, Waterfall. Yeah, probably would have done more if Sun wasn't set. Leon uses Steel Roller, but it fails. Gonna go for Waterfall again. Inshall uses Orsfit and it's down. Cool. Kaboom. Of course, Lairon for the challenge needs to be from Hoenn. But there's no need to catch it here. And Alfie takes it. Wigglytuff or Drifblim. Doesn't really matter either way. I'm going to go for the one with berries. Yeah, they both have pretty distinctive silhouettes, I'm very sure. So yeah, I'm going to go for Wigglytuff just because it has berries. Yeah, needed that HP boost. Wigglytuff. Right. Ooh, I don't have any super effective moves against this, so I'm just going to go for Body Slam, I suppose. Mienshao is going to set up wide guard again. Sunny Day is going to boost the power of fire type moves. Let's hope he makes use of that. Max Starfall on who? On Lairon. That did a bit of damage. But it does set up Fairy Aura. Or Mist. Are they the same thing? Fairy Aura and Mist? I'm confused. Metal Sound is gonna lower its special defense. Alright. It has competitive, which means it's gonna boost its special attack. Right. Really, Lairon should be using, you know, steel type moves. Hopefully it has a steel type attacking move. I'm gonna go for Max Geyser. It does the same amount of damage as Max Strike before stab. So I'm gonna go for Max Geyser. Big Slug versus Big Rabbit thing. What even is Wigglytuff really? I'm not sure. Rabbit is my best guess. Mienshao goes for Orsphere. Heatmore goes for Fire Lash. I pronounced Orsphere in a really weird way there. I hope that wasn't noticeable. It was noticeable to me. Wigglytuff goes for Max Starfall. This time, well, on Lairon again. And of course, because of a special attack boost, completely takes it out. That is our first out of 4 allowed deaths in this Dynamax adventure. Max Geyser. Brings Wigglytuff down into the yellow zone and is going to set up Rain. Going to go for Max Geyser again. Yeah, Mega Kick does a good bunch of damage. Heatmore's going to completely waste its turn by going with Sunny Day. I'm going to use Max Geyser again, so it's going to completely make that useless. Wigglytuff uses Sweet Kiss, which luckily did not hit because of the mist. Max Geyser brings it down into the red, and with all luck, Wigglytuff will be dead in a turn. Yeah, gonna send Lairon back out. Max Geyser again. Cool. Mienshao tries and misses with Mega Kick and Overheat. Takes it out. Of course, no need to throw a Pokeball. Wigglytuff needs to come from Kanto for the challenge. But Amelia's going to take it. And that leads us into our battle with Xerneas. Big God of Life. Let's see how we do with this team. No, that's Fairy Aura, so that's different from Mist. Gonna just use... Actually, Waterfall with Stab probably does 88 power Body Slam does 85, so I'm going to use Waterfall. Mienshao goes for Mega Kick. Xerneas uses Horn Leech, which will completely undo Mienshao's... Oh no, almost did. But did almost bring Mienshao down into the yellow. Sweet Kiss confuses it, which is good. Hopefully that actually matters. And that was a crit and didn't do much. Oh dear. Metal Sound is going to lower its special defense, but it's avoided, so... Oh, hiccup. Gonna go for Waterfall. Mienshao sets up Wide Guard. I'm still not sure what that move does. Go on, it yourself in confusion. No, max overgrowth if that's on Gastrodon. Okay, it's on Wigglytuff. Still brought it down into the yellow. Deep into the yellow, almost into red. And set up Grassy Terrain. Wigglytuff uses Dazzling Gleam, which does a bit. Waterfall does a bit. Metal Sound is going to lower its special defense further. Well, no, it actually missed the first time, so it's just going to lower its special defense a bit. And everyone heals a bit from the Grassy Terrain. Waterfall again. Mienshao goes for Mega Kick. And it's going to nullify all stat changes and abilities, which means Metal Sound doesn't matter and neither does the Confusion. Moonblast on Mienshao is going to take it out. That is our second out of 4 allowed deaths. And if I know much about Xerneas, it's probably just going to kill everyone semi-immediately from here. Wigglytuff uses Dazzling Gleam. Waterfall does a bit. Metal Sound is not going to matter much in a couple turns because of it nullifying stat changes, but oh well, and everyone heals from Grassy Terrain. And finally I can Dynamax, so I'm going to I'm going to go for Max Geyser for the stab. Big Slug versus Big God of Life. I wonder if gods of life like apples. Let's see how this goes down, I suppose. Horn Leech on Wigglytuff is going to kill it. That is our third out of 4 allowed deaths. So that means if any of us die at this point, we're going to be kicked out of the Dynamax Adventure. And we won't even have a chance to catch Xerneas. Gastrodon goes for Max Geyser. Yeah, it does about as much as Waterfall was doing. But it does set up Rain. So there's Rain, Grassy Terrain and Fairy Aura right now. Why were you not using Steel Roller before, Leron? What the hell? We're going to have Mienshao sent back out. Why wasn't bloody hell, Leron has Steel Roller and it's doing a good amount of damage and just wasn't using it. Oh no, Steel Roller took out the Grassy Terrain, didn't it? So a Terrain needs to be up. Right, Xerneas uses Ingrain, which is going to heal it a bit at the end of each turn. Yeah, it takes a bit of damage from Max Geyser. Leron uses Iron Tail, and it's avoided. Why weren't you using Iron Tail? I can understand why you weren't using Steel Roller, but why not Iron Tail? Max Geyser, this is going to be the last turn I am Dynamaxed, if we even make it through the turn. Nullifying all stat changes and abilities. Dazzling Gleam is going to take out Mienshao. Yep. That is our 4th out of 4 allowed deaths, so we're going to be kicked out of the Dynamax Adventure. And we get a free Dynamax. And yeah, we have time for another one. Barely. Right. Don't invite others. Right. Ooh. I think I'm going to go for more Pico, because it has 3 different types of attacking moves. Amelia goes with Ribombee, Martin goes with Poltergeist, and Freya goes with Stoutland. Alright, we're looking for water and rock types as per usual. There's a water type and another water type. For water type here is Basculin. For water type here is Seadra. So do we want to go for Ditto or Chansey? It does not matter in the slightest. I'm going to go for Chansey just in case I decide later on that that's not a Basculin and that's a Drednaw, but I'm fairly sure it's a Basculin. Of course, Ditto needs to come from Kanto, as does Chansey. I'm immediately going to Dynamax, because why the hell wouldn't I? And go for Max Lightning. Yeah, big mouse thing versus big other thing. I don't know what the hell Chansey is. What animal is that based? I don't know. So that one goes for Baby Doll Eyes. Ribombee goes for Pollen Puff, which does a bit. Max Lightning. Yeah. Does a whole bunch of damage. And it sets up Electric Terrain. Poltergeist goes for Psyshock. Chansey sets up Light Screen though, which is going to make it more powerful against special moves. Ooh, I've never seen that animation in Dynamax before. And that changes Max Lightning for Max Darkness. And I'm going to go for Max Darkness this turn then. Ribombee goes with Fake Tears. Ooh, that brought it down to like 1 HP. Wow. And it lowers its special defense. Giga Impact is going to do the job. Boom. Of course, no need to catch it. Chansey needs to come from Kanto. But Amelia's going to take it. Right, Basculin or Lantern? That's got to be Lantern, right? They both lead to the same place. Basculin needs to come from Unova. Lantern needs to come from Johto. So I'm going to go for Basculin and go with having the lab coat person over having the berries, because we don't really need berries right now. Yeah, Basculin. Certainly is not a Drednaw, unfortunately. But yeah, gonna go for Aura Wheel. I'm probably gonna alternate between Aura Wheel and Thunderbolt. Ooh, Helping Hand, thank you. That one goes for Baby Doll Eyes. I just noticed that on the back of Morpeko, that little pattern makes a Pikachu tail. Never noticed that before. Aura Wheel does a whole lot of damage and boosts my speed, which doesn't really matter in a Dynamax Adventure, to be honest. Poltergeist uses Giga Drain, yeah. I'm now angry. Or is this hangry form? I forget what it's called. I'm gonna go for Thunderbolt. Chansey using Helping Hand on me again. That's very nice. Stoutland's gonna go for Baby Doll Eyes, which is going to lower its attack. Thunderbolt knocks it out. Cool. No need for a Pokeball. Basculin needs to come from Unova. The Lantern we passed up needs to come from Johto. But Martin's going to take it. Yep, Scientist. Ooh. A rental Pokemon you could swap? Sure. It's Galarian Mr. Mime. That's interesting, I guess. Right, Mr. Mime is the psychic one. I don't know what that fighting type is. The water type is Seadra, right? Almost sure. I have no idea what that... Persimmon, that's Persimmon. Well, we're going this way now because it took me a while to figure out what that was. I'm just going to check something quickly, because I want to check on Bulbapedia's page for Dynamax Adventures that Seadra can even appear, because if it can't, then it can appear, so that's probably what that was. Just wanted to double check. Right, gonna go for Psychic. Stoutland goes for Baby Doll Eyes. Psychic, yeah, it does a good amount of damage. I should be able to Dynamax this turn. Or next turn, now I suppose. Persimmon goes for Max Knuckle on Stoutland, bringing it down into the yellow. And boosts its own attack. Chansey sets up Light Screen, which is going to protect us against special moves. This Persimmon is almost certainly just going to have physical moves. Right. Max Mindstorm. Yeah, big mime. Big icy mime. So of course Seadra needs to come from Kanto. We passed up on that. And what was the other Pokemon that we passed up on? I genuinely don't remember the other Pokemon we passed up on. Never mind. But if it had to come from Galar, I would have gone for it, I'm sure. Right, the battlefield is weird. Basculin goes for Psychic Fangs, bringing Persimmon down into the red zone. Rock Tomb does a bit of damage to Basculin with a crit. And Giga Impact takes it out. Of course, no need to catch it. Persimmon needs to come from Alola in this challenge. So later on down the line, we'll be playing Sun, Moon, Ultra Sun, Ultra Moon for Persimmon. And off we go to Xerneas's lair. Alright, Fairy Aura. Yeah, I'm just going to spam Psychic. That seems to be the play. Actually, I should probably... Alright, I'm going to look up what Xerneas has more of, but I imagine it mainly has special moves. Yeah, so Xerneas has the move set of Ingrain, Moonblast, Dazzling Gleam and Hornleech. Hornleech is physical, Dazzling Gleam is special, but Dazzling Gleam and Moonblast are probably the moves we have to worry about. So because I don't have any super effective move, I think my turn would be better spent using Light Screen. If I don't know if what Pokemon was using Light Screen before? Chansey, right? Was that last Dynamax Adventure? I don't remember. Either way, I'm going to set up Light Screen. Ooh. And it's going to take out Stoutland. And Stoutland has fainted. That is our first out of 4 allowed deaths. And Persimmon gets Scrappy. Okay. I'm going to set up Light Screen. Cool. Basculin uses Liquidation. Hopefully that means we'll take less damage from Xerneas' attacks. Except for Hornleech, of course. We're actually doing pretty well. While I was scrolling through this list. I'm gonna go for Psychic. And it nullifies all stat changes and abilities. I don't know if that has any effect on Light Screen, but if it does, I will reset it up. Psychic, yeah, it does a bit of damage. Liquidation, brings it down into the yellow zone. Rock Tomb, yeah, it does a tiny bit as well. And it lowers its speed. And it gets HP from Ingrain. Freya sends Stoutland back out. Like in Dynamax, so actually I'm not going to set up Light Screen, I'm probably just going to hit with Dynamax move. No, Light Screen is still up after that, so that's good. So I'm going to just go for Max Mindstorm. I'm glad that nullifying stat changes doesn't actually affect Light Screen, that's good. Yeah, big Icy Mine versus God of Life. Oh joy. Baby Doll Eyes is going to lower its attack. That helps if it ever goes for Horn Leech, I suppose. Yeah, the battlefield is weird now. Xerneas' attacks are getting more aggressive, that's not good. That probably means it'll just kill us all with a Dazzling Gleam at some point. Horn Leech on Persimmon. Oh, that did less damage than I was thinking it might. Moonblast takes out Basculin as our second out of 4 allowed deaths. I think. Yeah, sounds about right. Max Mindstorm. Hopefully it's a crit or something. Brings it down into red nonetheless. Persimmon uses Acrobatics. Stoutland goes for Giga Impact, and we've knocked out Xerneas. That means we can catch Xerneas. Of course, if it is shiny, and it's Vol, because we're going for Xerneas, Xerneas is not available as a shiny in Kalos, its home region, which means we can catch it as a shiny anywhere, really, and it counts for a challenge, including here. So it has about 1 in 300 chance of being shiny. We don't have the shiny charm yet. So if it is shiny, it will be very good for a challenge. And it may make this whole 12-hour thing of playing Dynamax Adventures worthwhile. It is not shiny. Which is the same. Which is a shame, but not unexpected. And we're gonna not take it home. We get 6 Dynite. Cool. And it's probably gonna keep a record, the same record as before. But oh well. Thank you all for tuning in. I'm gonna pause the timer. That's all we have time for today. Thank you all very much for tuning in. I hope to see you here next time, when we once again continue the hunt for Drednaw. See you then. Ciao.